Hello, welcome to GG's Weekend Watch, kindly sponsored by Bet.UK. I'm Kate Tracy. Hang on a minute. Sorry, we can't afford Kate this week. Budget cuts, and since she's been on Sky TV, her fee has gone up considerably. So it's just me with a few thoughts for Saturday's racing, starting with the Achilles Stakes, the listed 5 furlong contest at Haydock at 1:15. Interesting race this. Korker lived up to his name, ran absolute corking race at York a couple of runs ago, finishing second to Regional, who reopposes here. Now, I've always had Korker down as one who's best in smallish fields. He gets those conditions today. He bombed out when he returned to York last time out, but he was hampered soon after the start, and I'm happy to forgive that. His 2 runs at Haydock have produced a win and a second. I think he'll go well. The other one of interest is last year's winner, Raasel, who was drawn out of it, went down the field in the Temple Stakes and takes a drop in class here. So Korker and Raasel for split stakes in the 1:15 at Haydock. Moving on to the 150, this is the race of the day for me. It's the 6 furlong Reverence Handicap, and it features our old mate Mr. Wagyu, who I napped last week when he finished 3rd at Epsom. That was a really good run. Because he probably did too much too soon on the front end that day. It was desperately difficult to come from, to win from the front at Epsom on Derby Day, and he was prominent throughout. The 2 that beat him in that competitive 6 furlong handicap were ridden patiently, came down the outside, and it did him close home. Now he's 15 wins from 31 starts in June and July. Backing him blind under those conditions would have yielded a profit of almost £69 to a £1 level stake at SP. He's 0 from 43 outside of these 2 months. And I think he's going to run another cracking race. So Mr. Wagyu, the danger, Silver Samurai, another regular one of mine. He needs a flat track, although his hold-up style is rarely effective at York, where he's failed to win from, I think it's 5 starts now. I took a chance and backed him there last time out, but there wasn't enough pace on, and he just never got involved in the race. So I'm backing Mr. Wagyu, saving on Silver Samurai. Moving on to Haydock 3:35, this is the Group 3 John of Gaunt Stakes, not to be confused with the John O'Gaunt, which was a pub that burnt to the ground in Leicester recently in what was clearly an insurance job. But that's another story, and you can Google it if you like. Now, this looks extremely tricky. Very few of these arrive here in any sort of form. The 2 that do, priced at 12 to 1, Boardman, who's outside of his spring period where he runs so well, and 100 to 1 shot, who won here in Class 4 company and looks up against it in Group 3 company. So I'm probably just going to go with Jumby here. Inform Eve Johnson Horton's trains, and this one should appreciate the drop in grade and trip. Now, Beverley, which features some of the other televised action, looks extremely tricky. So I'm going to go elsewhere for my other selections, including the 3:25 at Bangor with Hidalgo Delisle, a course and distance winner last time out. This is a qualifier on one of my favourite systems, Donald McCain Handicap Hurdlers at Bangor, one of his local tracks, especially when returned to the track within 4 weeks of a previous run. Since 2011, 43 winners from 129 qualifiers, 33% strike rate, and a huge profit of over £138 to a £1 level stake. So Hidalgo Delisle back at Bangor should go well. At Catterick, the 4:30, Live in the Moment, who was favourite for the dash at Epsom, one of 2 I tipped up in the race, but it got no sort of run whatsoever because his stall didn't open at the same time as most of the others. And you can obviously forgive that. He bids to gain compensation here, and I think he's going to take the beating, a bit like Mr. Wagyu. He's a horse who goes well in high summer. Had we backed him in June, July or August, we'd have won 4 of our 12 bets and made a profit of £17.95 to a £1 level stake at SP. Aside from that Epsom run, which he really should have been declared a non-runner in. Finally, the 5:40 at Catterick, one I really like here is Quercus. Now, Quercus loves Catterick. Both his career wins have come here. He perhaps doesn't win the races he should. He sometimes blasts off from the front and gets caught close home, finishing 2nd or 3rd. But he's a real eye-catcher at Ripon last time out when I took a chance and backed him. But unfortunately, he was switched to patient tactics, was hampered repeatedly, and finished full of running in a close-up 4th. I think perhaps, given the way he drifted that day, today's race with the one Connections always had in mind, and I think we're going to see a lot more early speed from Quercus with Luke Morris on board and coming out of a good draw in stall 3. That's it from me. My nap, it's got to be Mr. Wagyu, isn't it? Our old mate at Haydock. And best of luck if you're having a bet this Saturday.